We have a book to write about the Gulf of California, but we have decided to let it form itself. Its boundaries, a boat and a sea. Its duration, a 6 weeks charter time. Its subject, everything we could see and think and even imagine. Its limits, our own, without reservation. We had no urge toward adventure. We planned to collect marine animals in a remote place on certain days and at certain hours indicated on the tide charts. To do this, we had, insofar as we were able, to avoid adventure. We could not observe a completely objective Sea of Cortez anyway, for in that lonely and uninhabited Gulf, our boat and ourselves would change in the moment we entered. Let us go, we said, into the Sea of Cortez, realizing that we become forever a part of it, that our rubber boots slogging through a flat of eelgrass, that the rocks we turn over in a tide pool make us truly and permanently a factor in the ecology of the region. And so, we went. Very many conclusions Ed and I worked out together through endless discussion and reading and observation and experiment. We worked together, and so closely that I do not know now in some cases who started which line of speculation. Since the end thought was the product of both minds, I do not know whose thought it was. We search for something that will seem like truth to us. We search for understanding. We search for that principle which keys us deeply into the pattern of all life. We search for the relations of things, one to another. There would seem to be only one commandment for living things: survive. And the forms and species and units and groups are armed for survival. Fanged for survival. Timid for it, fierce for it, clever for it, poisonous for it, intelligent for it. This commandment decrees the death and destruction of myriads of individuals for the survival of the whole. Life has one end: to be alive, and all the tricks and mechanisms, all the successes and all the failures are aimed at that end. A number of times we were asked, why do you do this thing, this picking up and pickling of little animals? What good is this knowledge? Since you make a duty of it, what is its purpose? Finally, we learned to know why we did these things. The animals were very beautiful. Here was life, from which we borrowed life and excitement. In other words, we did these things because it was pleasant to do them. We have concluded that all collecting trips to fairly unknown regions should be made twice. Once to make mistakes, and once to correct them.